Welcome, I'm Darren, and I'll be your guide today as I revisit the rankings of the different rookie cards for 1994. So this is both the worst of and the best of. And when I set these aside, the way that I approached it was I did only one video for worst of designs, and then I did 3 videos for best of designs where I combined baseball and hockey together because there really wasn't much in terms of hockey that was very good for rookies. And then basketball and football were done as separate videos. So now that I've done the polls and I've got the results, I'm looking over how you guys agreed and disagreed with me in terms of, again, the polls are done so that it is a single choice. It's what do you think is the very best or the very worst, which I do wish that they did it as a full-blown ranking so that we could see, you only get to choose one card that's either great or bad. And so you get to see kind of a general, it is pretty cool the way that it comes across, but I would like to see more of a whole reading across the whole span of all of the different cards. Doesn't quite come out that way, but still, every card has gotten at least one vote at some point. And I don't know if there are contrarians in there who are just voting just so that something gets a vote. If so, that's cool. But it is interesting to see how close these tend to be. So when I did the worst of list, it was mainly hockey and baseball. There was a decent showing of football and basically no showing of basketball for worst of rookie designs. At the very bottom, I had Pinnacle for hockey, and it's just, to me, there's too much going on. I can't see the rookie. And that's the thing that is really problematic, because if you make a rookie card, you really should be showcasing the rookie, and they absolutely do not do that on those Pinnacle cards. I thought that the Sportflix card wasn't as bad. It has some really good qualities going for it, but there's a cheapness that it looks to have. It really does look cheap. And so that was the issue that I had with that. And then I had Score Football, not as number 3 because I had more hockey going on, but for football, the worst card for me was Score. And the card itself is not that bad. It's mainly the college uniforms with the airbrushing, which is just okay, I get why they did it because they wanted to be early in the season and they wanted to have rookies. I get that. But it just looks terrible, and I've never liked rookie cards for pro football that have the college uniforms, especially when they're airbrushed. They're pros. I want to see them focus more on the pros. And if you at least went ahead and designed the cards so there was more based on the team colors and the images of the team, even if the player wasn't, that would help. But these cards, they look like they're not ready for pro time athletes. That's kind of the way that it looks to me. But then, like I said, I didn't have basketball on the list, but I went ahead and added basketball onto this list I had an extra spot, and rather than throwing another hockey card on, because they're all kind of the same in a way, I went ahead and I added the Stadium Club basketball rookie just to see if anybody would vote for it. And actually, it did get a little bit of a vote. It got a couple of people who voted. And ironically, Pinnacle for hockey got one more vote. So that meant that it was the second least offender. And for me, I thought that Pinnacle hockey was the worst one of all of these. And you guys did not agree. So they were both pretty safe. And then we had Sportflix, which was kind of middle of the road. It was, a lot of people didn't like it, but it was Score Football. That was the one that was just hands down the card that the people did not like the most. Which, look, I get it. I absolutely do. And when I look at these as smaller images, that does make a lot more sense to me. But at any rate, to me, I have no objections to the selections, and Pinnacle Hockey is a nice card. It's just a busy card. You can't see the player, and for me, that's really important. So that's the way that you guys voted for it. You voted that the Score Football was the worst, and then the Sportflix Baseball was not that much better, and then the other two were actually not too bad, which makes sense for basketball because I agree with you. So when I did the best of lists, the first list that I did was for baseball and hockey. And really it was for baseball. There was one hockey card that was tacked on as an honorable mention. For baseball, I thought that the rookie card that was the best was SP. Not so much because of the design. The design has its own nice qualities, but the design would have worked better, in my opinion, if it was a static card. But this was a brushed metal card, and the effect on that I thought was so cool, and that's what really got me into it. It's kind of a gray area whether the effect should apply to the design, but it really does. I mean, a glossy card has its own impact on how a card comes through, and when you're designing a card with brushed metal, that effect does play into how the card is designed and supposed to be read, and I really like that. I also liked Collector's Choice. That was a really clean, well-crafted card. The way that it comes across is very, very, not so much meticulous as much as it's kind of fancy in a way. And I love how that looked. For number 3, I had Triple Play, which to me was just kind of that ideal rookie card. It's the one where you go, yes, now that's what a rookie card should look like. And it comes through with that. It doesn't have the clean polish of the Choice card, and it obviously doesn't have the energetic fun of SP, but still it's really, really nice. And then there's Upper Deck, and the Upper Deck card is a good rookie card. The problem is it's got a chrome finish over the surface, which is something I don't like because the chrome overpowers the design and makes it difficult for me to really be able to read and enjoy the card. So it is a nice card, it's just that I can't enjoy it. So that's why I had it at number 4. Well, you guys felt differently. There was still a big appreciation for SP. That is for sure. But for you guys, Upper Deck was the one that you liked the most. And it was, I'm not going to say a runaway success because it was comfortably edging out SP. But then the other two were basically the same to everybody. Triple Play and Choice were, pretty much neck and neck. So that was how you guys went with that. When you move over to football, football was different because for me, I thought the Upper Deck card was phenomenal. And the reason for that is because it has really clean, gorgeous shots from the rookie photo shoot. And the rookie photo shoot is done in a way so that it's ideal images of every single player. And when you almost candy up the images to really bring out the colors, it just heightens it. And so here's a card that is all about showcasing those images. And I mean, even Eric Rett, I look at the guy and I go, that is awesome. I can't wait for his career. The images have that quality to it, which I personally loved. I also like SP. I like the SP cards a lot. The design and the richness of the colors with the brushed metal effect are both really wonderful. It's just that the brushed metal doesn't really do anything, and it's a letdown for me. So when I look at the card, I get excited, and then when I see that the brushed metal is anemic at best, I mean, the Marshall Falk card actually is one that I actively don't like looking at the effect of. To me, that's a big problem with the card because I basically look at the card and I wish for something else, and I get distracted by that. So I'm not a fan of it, but I think it's a really nice rookie card. And then number 3, I had Topps. And the Topps card is a rookie card that I was surprised to discover was as nice as it is. This is a card I had to really take the time and pay attention to it. And after a while, I just got annoyed by the fact that I didn't hate the card. I kind of liked it. So it ended up being number 3, mainly because the rookie is so clear on this card, well centered and well presented. There are a few quirks to the card that I think could have been better, but it's not really a problem. It's a weird, fun card, and I figured, okay, yeah, this works. And then Select was what I had for number 4. This is like Upper Deck, but not as well crafted, and the images aren't as well selected. Still nice cards, but they just don't have any of the strength and the iconic stature, the memorable qualities that you would normally want to have with a rookie card. That's not really a part of Select. So when I put these out for you guys, well, you guys agreed across the board. Upper Deck was the runaway success. SP made a strong second place showing, and then there was quite a drop off to Tops, and then right at the end, Select. Very few people liked the Select card best of all of these. So it's always nice for me every once in a while. One of these, my choice is the same as with you guys, and that's the way that it was with football. Basketball, almost. So with basketball, to me, the very best card design was Hoops. Like Triple Play, this is just such a well-crafted rookie card. But there's more to it than what we saw in Triple Play, so that there's a richness to how the card comes across that I love. And I also really, really, really like the Skybox cards. In fact, when I did my main list, I had Hoops at number 2, I had Skybox at number 3. The Skybox card, the whole team color over the background, and then that bold box, I love the way it comes together. This is a card that really does have kind of the spirit of the 1990-91 design. That's what I see with this card. It has a fanciness, and it has an excitement and fun of being a fan, all combined together. And then at number 3, I had Upper Deck. Now, with Upper Deck, it's a little tricky because I love the portraits. I'm not as big of a fan of the actual cards that really read as rookies because they have this color thing in the background that is a distraction for me. It's not a bad card, it's just a card that could be so much better. It should be so much better. And so I'm kind of torn where I have it. And kind of similar with Embossed, number 4, where this is a card that I love the effect on the card. I really love the gold parallel. That's the one that I like the most. The silver parallel is a good try. The problem is that the background is too strong and the player gets buried in the card. So that's how I read it. Well, for you guys loved the Hoops just like I did, but you also really liked Embossed. And Embossed is, I get why, because it's a really flashy card and that is really cool. But it doesn't read, and so that's where the two of we are kind of divided, is that I don't read it in the same way that you do, and it's interesting that you guys like that better than Skybox. The Skybox and the Upper Deck ended up being neck and neck, so it's not like the list was this wide-ranging affair. In fact, these were all a lot closer than any of the other lists. But I do want to note that the Skybox card, I had to take a flyer on it because ultimately that was the way that those 3 sports came out. So when I did the list for all of the rookie cards for all 4 sports, which was really 3 sports because there were no hockey cards that were going to be showing up, I went in with, for me it was Upper Deck football. That was number 1. Hoops for basketball was number 2. Skybox for basketball was number 3. Although when I did the rankings, I discovered I forgot about that, and I did not include Skybox in the video. So number 3 was actually Triple Play for me, which should have been number 4. And so for my list, I went ahead and I added Skybox for number 3, which was kind of an interesting flyer for me to take because it was not well voted on in basketball, but I wanted to see how that one would show up with everything else. Because I had a 4th spot to fill. What do I go with? And I decided to go ahead and throw another basketball card in there. So that was kind of an interesting choice for me. Now, that meant that the list was basically the same as mine, where Upper Deck football starts it out, and then you got Hoops and you got Skybox, both for basketball. But then at number 4, I had Triple Play. Well, you guys had Upper Deck for baseball, so that's what I went with here. And the way the results came through was you guys really liked the Hoops rookie card. That was the strong number 1. Upper Deck baseball made a strong showing at number 2 as well. And I was surprised by that. Although somebody did mention that there was a Michael Jordan rookie card that people might be thinking of when they're looking at it, which, okay, I would get that. But that was number 2, and then Skybox actually edged out the Upper Deck football, where the Upper Deck football card was the one that people liked the least, or the fewest people thought it was a great rookie card design. So in that way, it almost flipped around where other than hoops, everything was in reverse between what you guys thought and what I thought. But we all do agree that hoops rookie card is really, really cool. So that is as far as you guys are concerned, the best rookie card. And I have no objection to that. I am perfectly fine with that. I think that's a great choice. So that was how the difference between your guys' perspective and mine came through for 1994 Upper Deck rookie, or for 1994 rookie cards. I've already done the 94 best of, and I think I've already done the 94. Yeah, I've already done the 94 worst of. So you can check out those videos if you want. I assume that you guys have been following along on the polls. If you haven't, the community tab on my channel, you can find all the polls there. If you haven't voted on them, I'm having fun with this, and it appears that you guys are having fun with it too. So I'm looking forward to continuing on with it. So definitely keep up with the polls and check out the other videos that I do for these. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And yeah, I guess that's it. So thank you very much for watching.